Alright, here I am back in the world's worst movie theater, and whew, it's really gotten hot in here. I don't know if it's the AC that's broken or that dumpster fire has gotten much bigger, and it's the dumpster fire. And the seats are completely missing now, so this is not going to be an easy sit down this week. But maybe that's for the best, because funny thing, I actually just talked about the movie we're about to delve into here, most recently on Time About the Movie. So what's worse than taking a beloved duo like Tom and Jerry and ruining everything that made them great, like we talked about last week? How about taking a beloved 90s Jim Carrey comedy and ruining everything that made it great? Number 27 on my list of my 30 worst movies of all time is, of course, the infamous Son of the Mask. And as I said before, I just recently talked about this on Time About the Movie, so for this particular week, I'm going to let my past self tell you about this movie in general. So, let him talk about this, and I'll be back at the end. Do I really need to? Because I think those trailers give you a good idea of what you're in for if you're gonna suffer through this. Because this movie is a sufferable movie. But Jamie Kennedy plays Tim Avery, who's a cartoonist who loves his dog Otis. Then one day Otis finds a strange green mask. Then Tim puts it on, has a baby with his wife with the mask on. The baby then gets a hold of the powers of the mask. Meanwhile, Loki, played by Alan Cumming, must find the mask before Odin, played by Bob Hoskins, gets mad. I mean, what more do I need to say about this movie? This is one of the most horrifying movies I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, it's amazing that this is not on my list of the worst movies ever made. In fact, I haven't even checked that list in a while. I'm getting ready to do like a thing on the Reviewing Network talking about my 30 least favorite movies of all time. In fact, I'm going to check right now just to see. Nope, I was completely right. This is indeed in my top 30 worst movies list of all time. This is like 27 on the list here. So, you know, I could wait to talk more into this movie, but you know what? If anybody out there is even thinking about watching it, please don't. When I watched this movie the first time, let me tell you, I never really understood how bad of a movie it was. I really just came out of it going, okay, whatever. It's one of those movies that I saw it in theaters. I was 16. I was going to movies by myself. Any opportunity to go see a movie by myself. It was a sequel to The Mask. I'd go for it. But it's one of those movies that sticks with you for a few years until you fully realize what an absolute mess of a movie it is. And let me tell you people something. This is a mess of a movie. The original Mask is a great, hilarious comedy that perfectly lives up to the insanity of the character from the comics, as well as setting Jim Carrey as the dominant comedic actor of his time. But in this, I have no idea what the hell New Line was trying to do here. This took everything that made The Mask such a terrific movie and just ruined it. This movie just looked so stupid. It is really one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. There was no thought, no love put into this movie at all. Nothing was put into this movie except to scare the living bejesus out of you. Even if this was aiming more for kids, this still would not be suitable for kids. Kids will be scared out of their minds out of the half the shit they pull in this movie. And what's worse, this is directed by the guy that did Cats and Dogs, you know. Which was an over-the-top kids movie of its own, but at least there was restraint to it. It was harmless, it was kind of fun, and it wasn't literally trying to scare the bejesus out of you like this piece of garbage is. Nobody with brains would enjoy this movie, and no kid is going to appreciate this movie either. Instead, they're going to be shitting and peeing their pants while watching it, because good lord, like, it really says something when honestly I would rather watch Dumb and Dumberer again than watch Son of the Mask again. It's no wonder that Jim Carrey for the longest time said, no, I'm not doing any more sequels to this, because if he would have said yes to something like this, he would have never come back from it. He would have pulled a Sean Connery after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, been just like, yeah, I'm done. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, this movie is everything that's wrong with Hollywood and making sequels long after they're past their time. There's nothing about this movie that is worth it. Everything about it is just an ungodly mess, from the visuals to the bad casting. Jamie Kennedy's career pretty much ended with this movie in general. And it's like, what the hell were you thinking with these creepy visuals? The lame brain comedy, everything about this movie is a mess. It's just, it's an insult. It's an absolute insult of a movie. And quite frankly, what more do I got to say about it? Son of the Mask. It's just a lousy, lousy movie, and you need to avoid it like the plague.
I mean, really, there's not much more to say about this movie. This is a terrible, terrible movie. Son of the Mask, number 27 on my list of my 30 worst movies of all time. And it's good that I was able to get out of here as soon as I did, because yeah, those the seats that is the chairs that didn't have seats in them, there was some stuff in there that I don't know if I should feel comfortable of even trying to sit there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the hell on out of here. But hey, if you want to see what I had to say about Tom and Jerry the movie last week, you can go ahead and check out the link in the corner. Check out some of the other videos I've done in this particular show, and I'll see you guys next week. So yeah, I don't know how much longer this place is gonna hold up. We still got at least 26 more movies to go. So I'll see you guys next week.